So should I say something to introduce it? Like, I'm Amy Hundley. Here
I'm Roxane Gay, and we're here to talk about a confederacy of dunces.
Just kidding. Hi, I'm Amy Hundley from Grove Atlantic, and I'm here with Roxane Gay talking about her new novel, An Untamed State. It'll be coming out in May. So, Roxane, can you describe the path that brought you to writing the book?
Yeah, I wrote a short story called Things I Know About Fairy Tales, and it was about this character in this situation. And after I finished the story and published it, it stayed with me, and there was more there that I wanted to explore, and I wanted to give it more depth, looking at Haiti and the complexities of a country like Haiti, and class and privilege and race, and I mean, these are the kinds of things that demand a novel.
What personal experience led you to write about Haiti?
My parents are from Haiti, and so as a child we would go to Haiti and have a wonderful time. Like, we'd go to the beach and go to the mountains, and my dad would show us all these exciting things from his childhood. And then we would be like pulling up to street corners and see a bunch of people like mobbing the car for money, just because they were desperate. And that's when I began to understand that there is more than one Haiti. And that really stayed with me because I was so young, and in the United States poverty exists, but you don't see it up and close, at least in the suburbs. Mm-hmm. And so it was really striking to me, and it just never left me, this sort of stark contrast between the haves and the have-nots.
There are what you could describe as acts of great brutality in the novel. How did you kind of transition back to normal life after writing from such a dark place?
I definitely had to find ways of just disassociating and just taking myself away, because when I would write those scenes and then I would look at them afterwards, I would just say, what is wrong with you? Mm-hmm. There's something wrong with you, because they were so dark. But I think oftentimes when we write about violence, we don't look away, so we're not writing it as well as we could. I think it should be something that's hard to read. It should be something you don't want to get through, because I think that's probably more akin to what the actual experience is like. And so I was just very committed to that. And then afterwards I would just sort of, and then just walk away and like do something fun and relaxing to remind myself that not all is terrible. When it got to be too much, I realized, okay, this is where we can go back in time, or this is where we can go to learn from someone else, and just give the reader a minute to sit with it. Because even though I do think that being explicit is important when talking about violence, there are many ways to write about violence, of course, but in the book I made this choice. But I also think that you are not trying to traumatize the reader, and so switching points of view definitely allowed me to have mercy not only on the reader but on the story as well.
There's a great sort of contrast that you set up in the novel about the before and the after. Mm-hmm. And the before is this very perfect life, mm-hmm. and she's a perfect person, and she's beautiful. She's described as beautiful by other people. Mm-hmm. Do you think she's sympathetic?
I do, because I think the perfection, I mean, part of it is because I was playing with fairy tales, but part of it is also that she was always very driven, and she was driven because her father demanded excellence. Mm-hmm. And so the perfection was deliberate. She had no choice, and she felt this pressure to be perfect and to be excellent. And so I think that's a very sympathetic thing, to know that you have this driving force behind you that makes you sort of work extra hard. Mm-hmm. And I see a lot of sympathy in that. I also think that as she reflects on her life, it starts to seem perfect because she realizes how imperfect life can be. And so perfect becomes quite relative, but in contrast to being kidnapped and being violated in the ways that she's violated, and then the aftermath of the betrayal mostly, I think that, yes, no matter what she was living before the kidnapping, it was perfection. It was such an emotional story and such a dark story, but I still saw hope at the end. And so it was hard to write through that darkness to get to that place of hope, but it's also hard wondering if people are going to see that hope, to see that it isn't all darkness, and that Haiti is not about violence. Haiti is a beautiful country, and I don't want this to be seen as a condemnation of Haiti, because it absolutely is not. It's a condemnation of the people that are very much invested in keeping the class divisions so stark that people become desperate enough to resort to kidnapping. And so I hope that they see that I love my country very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amy.